morning. Welcome to another Nomad Bike Rider video. And yes, your eyes do not deceive you. We are going to go bike riding today. It's been 2.5 weeks since I have ridden any bike at all. And there's been like a collection of things that seem to be interfering. Not the least of which is that I just hadn't been interested. It was hot. Oshkosh took a lot of my attention. I've got a bunch of stuff going on with me physically that is just, it's kind of a mystery, kind of a puzzle. I don't understand exactly what it is. I've got huge pain in my elbow, some other stuff, but nothing major. I'm reticent to even talk about that stuff because I don't want to come off as like, oh, woe is me, and I don't want to also hear a bunch of people tell me what to do. So a little bit of honesty there. But then again, if I don't tell you what's going on, then what good is making these videos? Because, I've just been weaving in and out of how I feel about life in general, making videos, taking you along for the ride. And I got to give a tip of the hat to a guy, Foresty Forest. Some of you might know who that is if you've watched his videos. And he was part of the inspiration for me doing these at all. And then I watched one of his last night, and he does great videos. I mean, his photography is amazing. I can't imagine having the interest that he does in setting up all the shots, and it's a lot of work what this gentleman does. He's really a great photographer. He's a cool kid up in Canada. Anyway, he was kind of just relating to on his last video that people would rather watch him, with the ins and outs of building the van and where he sleeps, like Walmart and whatnot. But a huge part of what he does is his hiking and his videography up in the mountains, and it's really good. And so, it got me thinking that if I'm going to do this, then we're just going to do this, and whatever it is that ends up being posted is what I want to do. So I don't know. I probably do a lot better in my head thinking about these things, but the bottom line is that yeah, we're just going to go on a bike ride today, and we're going to do a video of it. We're in Medora. Actually, Medora, North Dakota is behind us there. It's about 3 miles where I slept here last night. Man, it's really bizarre. Just like that, I feel like I'm back in very familiar territory after being so long in the Midwest and in the Northeast and the South. All the trees and the greenery, and now all of a sudden I'm just in sedimentary rock and wide open, no trees, drier. Oh, it was nice to sleep last night. It was drier for sure. That was really nice. And I slept on this pad here where the well is for the town, so it's kind of like it's a little bit developed. I walked out here a little ways. There's some 2-track across the grass and look for a spot that would be a little more picturesque. And honestly, everywhere that I saw that I could pull off, I'd be making new tracks, and I just didn't feel like it, just for the sake of getting a better photograph, it would have been something that I should do. So I didn't do it, and I stayed here on this developed pad, which is really, who cares? I mean, most of the time I was either sleeping or in the van or whatever. So I try to honor the land and the people by not making new tracks just for a stupid photograph. So anyway, long story short, I'm going to just tidy up the rest of what I need to do here, and then we're going to hit what's called the Daah Trail, M-A-A-H space D-A-A-H space H-E-Y, the Daah Trail, right outside of Medora, North Dakota. So let's hit it. Let's see what we find, okay? All right then, first bike ride since July 17th. I think today is August 4th. It's been a while. Hey, there's a bike rider up there. Imagine that. So we're already kind of plugging in right off the bat. That's good. Somebody actually just drove in and circled through as I was finishing up that opening clip, and that was the first person I'd seen up here in about 18 hours. So anyway, this dude seems to be waiting. We'll go see if he wants to ride bikes. So the The rider I saw is with his wife. Their names are Dan and Liz. And they're behind me. We're just a few pedal strokes in. I'm already breathing. It feels so good to be back on my bicycle and in this really cool landscape. Lots of mudstones up here. I'm gonna have to look into this geology. These are the Badlands of North Dakota. I love the little hats of harder rock, the little layers of denser, harder rocks, sediments, and then there's the softer stuff in between, and they, you know, it's just so cool the way this stuff presents itself after all this time of erosion. This is just cool. Wow. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be back on a bike and in my natural environment. I guess you'd have to say I'm a Southwestern guy, you know. That's where I learned how to ride mountain bikes, and it's where I've grown up. Southern California, you know, all those years in Arizona. So, and by the way, you know, I think it goes without saying, but this place is very Scottable, and I'm already missing my friend Scott, Steve, Greg, the Diesel McCallum, some of my Sedona friends that would just, it'd be so fun to be here with them. They make places like this so special, you know, just being with a group of guys like that appreciate the beauty of this place as much as they do. And maybe we'll have to convene here one day, because this is a pretty cool area, and we'll do a huge ride on the Maah. Lots of camping, really neat. All right, it's a little downhill. Not really. I've never seen a gate like that. That's kind of cool. It's spring loaded, so you gotta hold it. I almost took a digger there. I'm gonna hold up here and wait and let those guys through. Well, my potential riding partners and newfound friends decided to turn around already. Liz had apparently broken her leg a couple times in succession a year or two ago, and she's just not feeling it. Boy, can I relate to that. So back to being alone, which is fine, and enjoying this beautiful place. What a great opportunity to reset my mind, you know, sort of try to jumpstart my rhythm, because I definitely feel really good right now being in such familiar terrain. It's so beautiful. It's just so wide open. Look at that. And it just, you know, it's like the ocean. It looks like it'll never stop, right? Those little peaks out there, big waves heading our way. Another gate. These gates are a trip, aren't they? There's a mechanism right there with the spring, and so you just pick it up. There's no way to, I don't want to let it slam, no way for it to stay open really, so that's kind of cool. All right, let's do this downhill. Pretty different from the places we've been so far together with all the trees, right? can kind of see where you're going. I hate it when they put these little corners in here to stop all that fun momentum. Well, this is a cool little spot to stop and take in the scenery and have a little break. It's 7.4 miles out. I'm going to turn around here, get myself just a little 15-mile shakedown ride to get back into pedaling. I feel pretty good, but I also feel even better introspecting and kind of clearing out the cobwebs a little bit, you know. Let's see here. See if I can get in the shot. I don't know what this looks like. Anyway, these are the Badlands of North Dakota, by the way. And I think I've already said that probably 3 or 4 times. But anyway, yeah, just a lot of processing on the bike ride. My current book is called Ghost Rider, from the author is Neil Peart. He was the drummer from Rush. And he lost his daughter in a single car accident, and then not too shortly thereafter his wife died of cancer. And in between the death of his daughter and his wife, the wife Jackie, I think her name was, and Selena was his daughter. Jackie did not take the death of Selena very well at all. She was pretty depressed, and it was hard on their marriage, and you know, and then she got cancer and died, and she was actually you know, according to Neil, was relieved that she had gotten cancer and was dying. And you know, he obviously dealt with a lot, and it was it's been an interesting read. He got on his motorcycle and he's just riding at the point that I'm at pretty early in the book. He's up in Alaska. But the point of my telling you about it was that it was really fascinating for me to be reading that book and then notice that in the beginning of it, when he was talking about the initial loss of his daughter and then his wife, his feelings, you know, we've all got loss in our life. We've all dealt with all kinds of stuff, and I mean, you wouldn't be human if you didn't. And it revealed to me sort of this undercurrent of loss that's prevalent in my life, most of which I feel like, you know, for at least a great deal of it, I've like processed the major blow of it. But you know, I could kind of look back and say that it started with the death of my mother in 2005, and then it was gosh, I don't even know, was it a year and a half later, my wife left, and that was really hard. and then a couple years after she was gone, my dad died. And you know, my sister is up in Montana, which she's about a week away from seeing her, and I'm gonna hopefully introduce you to her via video here. But she's up there, you know. My family's kind of fractured. My brother is in the Bay Area, north of San Francisco, and he's had Parkinson's for a long time, and it's really severe. And so he's alive, but man, you know, the guy has just got an amazing spirit, and what he's had to deal with it's been kind of mind-blowing to watch, you know, because his mind is as fresh and as witty and as sarcastic as it ever has been. He's so fucking funny, and you know, but he's lost the use of his body for the most part. And but it's been an inspiring story at the same time too, the way he's kind of kept his chin up and, you know, and his beautiful wife Diane, how she's stood by him in their marriage. I mean, it's been pretty awesome to watch. So, but yeah, I mean, all those things just kind of add up in my life, and of course there's others, you know. A couple of friends have died in the last year and a half, 2 years or so, that they were good people, and I was sad to lose them. One died of alcoholism. I guess you could say they both died of alcoholism, but one of them hung himself. And so I'm not trying to be depressing. I'm just telling you that the book revealed that undercurrent that remains there, and it's good to notice those things. It's good to know that they're there, because I can know that when a story is triggered, you know, how to neutralize that story. I think that's important, to know how to function like that and not let it drive you into such a horrible place that you can't function in life anymore. I mean, you know, I think the proof is in the pudding that I've at least learned how to do that, to the extent that I can come out here in this remote place by myself and be comfortable in my own skin, living in a van for 2 years. Things like that, you know, I think are evidence that, at least to me, and that's all that really matters, is that it's evidence to me that I'm working through those stories and learning how to neutralize them. They don't ever go away, but they don't have to drive you to a place that, or drive me to a place that is unhealthy. So anyway, it's good to be out here. It's good to be out here with you, showing you this amazing place, and processing my feelings. It takes a long time to learn exactly what you're feeling. I didn't have access to it for most of my life, and I'm still getting used to it. I'm still learning how to do it, and even more importantly, I think I've still got a lot longer way to go in order to be able to express it within a relationship when I'm exchanging in the moment with somebody personally. It's not always. It doesn't always feel safe to be honest. So, and I certainly haven't provided a safe environment for people to be honest with me. And that's, I think, two of the starting points, or main starting point, is that I could provide that for people and get that back in return, you know. So anyhow, I'm just going to take a drink of water and look at this view for a while. It's not quite as vivid as it should be or could be. There's a lot of the fires are out there to the west, and the smoke is definitely coming this way. It's been getting foggier and smoggier as I've been riding. As the day progresses, I don't know if you can see the breeze kind of blowing across this direction, but it's certainly bringing the smoke that had laid down in the calm and cool of the night. It's starting to kind of haze up. So I'm gonna let you off the hook. Done babbling. And I'm just going to end this video now. I'll take some more riding shots, but for the most part, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that it's good to see you again. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. It won't be long, because I'm going to go into Montana and see some good people. Have a great day. Take care.